Welcome to Matt Bajerski YouTube channel. Yes, Einstein a go-go. How you doing, guys? Welcome to the Pure Energy Healing Academy. Today we're going to talk about lemons. Lemons, the first video that I really ever made that made an impact, which was kind of strange really, because I just thought, I'll just tell people about what I understand about lemons from the first shaman that I ever met. And I kind of listened to him and thought, is it right? Isn't it right? So I took it upon myself to grab some lemons from a tree and place them in my healing studio, and also place them in my house and all over the place and just see what would happen. Now, these lemons were natural lemons. They weren't coated with any kind of wax. They weren't Monsanto, the seeds. They were just natural Spanish lemons from a tree. The problem I have with people asking questions after making this video is so difficult, and it is challenging. When the questions are asked, I can't answer those questions because I have no understanding of certain questions that are asked of me. Like, my house is damp, what can I do about that? Well, I've no idea what you can do about it. I'm just explaining to you what I've learned over the years working with lemons. And so here we have natural lemons. Okay, they've come off a tree. The tree is below here. So these are lemons that have grown naturally. So for me, it's easy to get the lemons. Now, there is a difference between lemons and limes. Actually, limes are not lemons and lemons are not limes. A lot of people believe that a lime is simply a lemon that hasn't ripened, but that's not true. They're two different trees, two different fruits. But anyway, so does it work with limes? I have no idea. I've never tried with limes. I'm just telling you what I've learned. There's so many questions asked of me all the time, and it's like, I don't have that answer. I don't have the answers to everything. So, well, I've washed my lemons and they're a bit wet. I've no idea. They're just lemons, and all I'm sharing to you is my knowledge of lemons and how they absorb negative energy. Questions are asked is, well, what happens if I put my lemons in the house and I just want to eat them? Are they absorbing energy and negative energy, and should I eat them anyway? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know whether your house is negative or not. How do I know? I just don't know. So many questions are asked, and it's like, oh my God, I've opened a can of worms. It's like, it's so difficult with people asking direct questions. Me. Tell me what I need to know. I don't know. I don't know. So please stop asking me all these crazy questions that I have no clue to. Simply listen to what I share with you and make your own mind up. And if it sounds crazy, then don't listen. Go somewhere else. But here's what happened to me. I was working alongside a shaman in Malaga, up in the mountains, and a girl fell in love with this shaman while there, and it often happens. And he told her to run round the garden before he could even, take her out, which I thought was strange. And I actually thought that was awful, actually. Personally, I thought it was crazy, the fact that the woman was running around the trees. And I said, why are you doing that? He says, because she's filled with negative energy. And I said, yeah, I can feel that. I said, why are you having to run around the garden, huge garden? And he says, because look at the trees. I went, yeah, the lemons. He said, yeah, lemons are natural healers. They absorb negative energy. So if she's cleansing herself around the trees, then we can talk, and maybe she'll have a better energy. So anyway, just take that aside. When I came home, I thought about it. I didn't think it was clever. I didn't think what he did I thought it was ridiculous, but each to their own. So I took some lemons from the tree and I thought, okay, well, if the lemons absorb negative energy, let's see if it works. Why don't I take the lemon from the tree and put them into different rooms, into my bedroom, into my daughter's bedroom, into the academy, and everywhere. And what I found was, where there was stress, where there was negativity, where there was deep healing taking place, the lemon would go off. And what do I mean by going off? Well, normally a lemon, when you leave a lemon alone and it's in a good environment and a healthy and cleansed environment, what you'll find is the lemon over time will start drying up. And as it dries up like this. So here's just a few of the lemons that I saved. So this is how they'll dry up. So they go a little bit brown, but you can see there's no damage or badness on it. It just hardens up into a hard kind of shell. And then the pips inside are dry. So I kept them just for the sake of keeping them. So, but when there is negativity in the room, when there's heavy energy, dirty energy in the room, what happens is a number of things can happen to that lemon. So they can get little black dots here and there, and you can start to see that lemon's starting to look off a little bit. And then at times you can get the lemon becoming extremely absorbed, the negative energy. So it absorbs it that much that it kicks off like a green kind of powder. So that powder is toxic, by the way. So you don't touch it, don't let it go up your nose. Just put it in the bin or dig some earth and put it into Mother Earth. That's how I would dispose of them. Never, in my opinion, should you eat the lemon if half of it's off and you cut half of it and try and squeeze. I would never do that personally. You can do what you want, but if that negativity has been absorbed, then the chances are if you drink the other half, which isn't off, you might find that you will digest the same negative energy. Is it possible? It is possible. It really is possible. So I wouldn't chance it. Okay. Now the questions that you ask, like, well, I put lemons in a bowl and I leave them there. Should I eat the lemons if they're been in the bowl for a week? Well, you just have to think about that logically. Does the lemon look fine? Is there negative energy in the room? Well, if the lemon looks fine, then of course the lemon's fine and the energy in the room's fine. So of course you're going to eat the lemon. But if the lemon's gone off, you're going to have to ask yourself why it's gone off. Now, there are many reasons how and why a lemon can go off. And it's not always the fact that the room is in negative energy. It could be that, yes, the room might be damp. The fruit that are around there can cause some kind of reaction. But I am not an expert in that. What I am is somebody who has, over the years, in general, has seen a pattern, and that pattern was fairly obvious. And that is that when I'm working in a room and there's some really heavy stuff being done, so somebody comes in with grief, they've just lost a little doggy that they love, or they've lost their daughter or their mum or their grandma and they're grieving. Somebody comes in and they've just had a split up from their long partner and the man's gone and left her for another woman. These are the things that when that person comes into the room, that energy is palatable. It's so strong. And when I finish the healing session, I've got lemons all over the healing rooms, okay? All over the rooms, kitchen, bathroom, everywhere, all over. And yet at the end of that day or the following day, I'll come into work and just where the healing took place, if the lemon is in the corner, because I used to put the lemons in the corner up on the top, where that healing took place, you could be guaranteed that that lemon would be off the next day. And that's what I noticed. And that's what I share with you. Everything else is questions that are asked of me that I have no clue. I can't answer any of those questions that you ask. So, I guess one of the things is if you buy a lemon from a shop and it's coated in wax, then is that energy going to go through the wax? Is it going to make a difference or not? I don't know. But what you could do is you could boil a kettle of water and then add a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, and then put the lemon into the bowl for a few minutes, then take it out, and you'll probably see the kind of scum of the wax on top. And then you dry your lemon. This is what I'd do. Just common sense. Dry the lemon so it's fully dry, and then put it in the rooms. And that way, I would say that there's more of a chance of it being accurate to not being accurate. But like I said, the most accurate way is buying organic or picking straight from the tree, and putting them in the room and see what happens. I remember having one under my pillow after I had a terrible week with somebody attacking me. And that was a mistake, because the next morning I lifted the pillow up and there was green all over my pillow, which had stained my pillow. And I realized, wow, that was some heavy energy attached there just overnight. So then what I did was put the lemon next to my bed on a table, so I wouldn't get that damage there at all. You might ask this question as well. Could it be that if the lemon is next to the bed and after 2 or 3 days nothing has happened to that lemon, could it be that there's still negative energy into that lemon? I don't know. It could be a yes, it could be a no. The only thing that I've ever said to you is my truth, and it's very simple. I leave lemons everywhere, and if that lemon changes colour and starts to go black and start to go green and has the powder all over it, which is toxic, I will then use that as okay, now I need to cleanse that room. So a few of you have been asking, well, what do I do then when that happens? Well, I made a video right after the first video that I ever made on YouTube, and that was about how to cleanse the room. And the best way to cleanse the room is by using sage. Now, many people make the mistake, and it is a mistake. Whether you like to hear it or not, it's a mistake in the sense that if you do not cleanse the room thoroughly, then you will still have negative energy in that room. Therefore, if you follow the simple steps that I share with you over 20 years of cleansing thousands of properties in this world, that worked every time, that I never had to go back to again because, oh, there's a problem again. No, if you do it correctly, and the correct way to do a room is make sure all the doors are shut in that room, and you take your sage and you use a bowl and you break your sage down into as fine bits as possible, set the sage on fire, blow, and make sure you get a ton of smoke in that room. I mean, so that you cannot even see in that room, so that you struggle to breathe in that room. Why? Because the smoke is the absolute essence of cleansing. So you need as much smoke in that room as possible. Once that room is filled with smoke from top to bottom, you walk out of the room, keep that smoke in that room for at least an hour to 2 hours, go back and open the doors and windows, and you will then release that negative energy through the smoke, and it will all clear, and then you will have a perfectly clear, cleansed room, free from stress, worry, trauma, all of the energies that have stuck in that room. It's gone, it's cleared, and you'll feel the difference. And you know, when you do cleanse a room with sage, well, you're cleansing yourself at the same time, which is a win-win situation. So spend time in that room, cleanse it, and stay in that room as long as you can, because you're being cleansed as well. Because there's nothing worse than cleansing a room and you having negative energy coming back into that room and pouring your negative energy in that room, and thus it all starts again. So this is just a follow-up to the video that the message and the blog that I made yesterday. Sorry about the noise. And I hope it serves you well. I haven't answered all the questions. For sure, I won't have answered all your questions. But I can promise you this. What I shared with you about cleansing negative energy from a house with the idea of using a thermometer, which is the lemon, has worked for me over 20 years. And that's it. It's as simple as that. Whether you believe it or not doesn't mean anything to me. If it's worked for you, then I'm happy for you. If it hasn't, that's your issue, not mine. I have absolutely no right to say to you, you're doing something wrong or whatever. It is what it is. I just get a little bit tired of the constant negativity that is being thrown at me through doing a lemon video, which is, hey, just give it a try, see if it works. The opinions, the negative messages are brutal, and people just shock me with their real negative. I wouldn't want to sit with that person ever. I won't want to be near that person if this is how they communicate. Sorry about that, guys. This is why I've been doing many videos lately, because this is what it's like all day long, and it's going to be like this for the next 2 or 3 years. So it's very difficult to do videos when you've got this noise constantly going. So anyway, I hope this video serves you well. If you've got something from it, brilliant. If you haven't, man, you've just wasted 16 minutes of your life. Could be worse. All right, guys, have a great day. I'm just about to work on some beautiful crystals. Some great crystals I'm just about to work on. I'm so happy. Have a great day.